presidential bombshell was dropped on Sunday afternoon. Joe Biden has withdrawn from the race, ending his re-election bid and opening the door for electoral and gambling mayhem in the months to come. The 81-year-old's campaign had been taking on water since his last debate against former President Trump. Advisors, pundits, and most importantly, major donors were calling for his ouster, and betting markets began to move away from the 46th president. Prior to dropping out of the race, Biden was being priced in the plus 400 to plus 550 neighborhood to win re-election, while books began to prohibitively price Trump in the wake of the failed assassination attempt of the former president. So where does that leave us? Well, books across the board have reeled Trump's odds to win back into the minus 200 range, but there's no such consensus on the Democratic side of the aisle. Vice President Kamala Harris can be found anywhere between plus 185 to plus 300, with former First Lady Michelle Obama, California Governor Gavin Newsom, and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer anywhere between 20 and 50 to 1 to win the general election in November. This begs the question, do favorites even matter in presidential elections? Well, the betting favorite has only lost twice since 1866 in their quests for the White House. The two upsets came in 1948 when Harry Truman beat 8-1 odds to defeat Thomas Dewey, and famously in 2016 when Trump overcame 7-2 odds to beat Hillary Clinton. So the big question right now, at least from a betting perspective, is there any value in a non-Harris play on the Democratic side of things? Let's start with Harris. President Biden has already endorsed his VP to be the Democratic nominee, but that doesn't mean it's a done deal that she'll get it. What we know is that individual delegates will select the party's nominee on the convention floor or potentially during a virtual roll call, although that's increasingly unlikely. And an important distinction here, these delegates aren't just pledged to vote for Biden, they were also approved by his campaign, so it will largely be Biden backers who will be picking his replacement. Now this is how it's actually going to play out in Chicago. Potential nominees first need to get hundreds of signatures from delegates to be formally recognized as candidates. From there are close to 4,000 individual delegates, nearly all former Biden delegates, by the way, and roughly 750 superdelegates would be called upon to select the nominee. Now, candidates are going to have an opportunity to lobby to basically pull people into their camp on the floor at the convention. There's going to be a build-up before they get to Chicago as well. And once the voting starts, first of all, superdelegates may or may not be included in the first round of voting. It's a little bit unclear. We're in uncharted territory here. So the way that this plays out right now is a bit hypothetical. But if no candidate gains a majority in that first round, it's going to go round by round, and then for sure, we're going to have the superdelegates be a part of it. When all delegates are involved, we're capping out at nearly 4,700 of them. Whoever wins the majority in that case wins the nomination. Now, as it relates purely to the Democratic nominee, Harris is being priced in the minus 400s in that market, with Michelle Obama, Whitmer, Newsom, and Hillary Clinton falling in the 12-1 to 33-1 window. Now let's close out with the latest polling data on hypothetical matchups in this new race. CBS News YouGov poll from July 18th listed Trump leading Vice President Harris by 3 points, which was 2 points closer than a 5-point Trump lead over Biden in the same poll. That was some surprising data. What was more shocking was a result out of Survey USA in which Michelle Obama and Trump were in a dead heat. This is going to be enough of a bombshell that we're going to see multiple polls and different angles, different demographics coming in the next week or so to see if Michelle Obama actually has that strong of a footing or if it was a bit more of a fluky result. So only time will tell on that side. What we know for sure is that polling data and political coverage will flip into hyperdrive leading up to the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. The event begins on August 19th. Here at the Action Network, we'll be covering all market movement on this historic race over the next 3.5 months. For more from the Action Network, be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on X and TikTok.